The judge who was sitting on the bench in family court that we were going before, everything like rested on his shoulders as far as custody, but we were never going to see, like, our case wasn't going to be tried criminally because no criminal charges were brought up against anyone. I mean, the detective did submit to the DA that little flimsy report saying the mother coached the children to say they were sitting on their dad's lap. Nothing to see here. And when I called the DA's office and told him what was actually happening, he said, well, there's no RCAT. An RCAT wasn't submitted, so I can't watch the interview. I can't see what your children were saying. And if what you're saying is true, your children are not safe at that home. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? But he said that with what he had, he could not press any charges against anyone. And I, in fact, had a lot of documentation of what the children were saying. I went and asked the neighbors, because I had lived in that house for nearly 9 years. And we all moved into that new community together. So I knew everyone on that cul-de-sac like family. And so I just went to one neighbor who, she was connected to the other ladies on the block, and asked her if she had seen anything strange. And she said that she thought my ex-husband was selling drugs out of his house because, neighbors paid attention to activity. We lived at the very, end of the cul-de-sac, and she said that he had so much traffic in and out of his garage, which he had totally outfitted into like a drywalled room, this 3-car garage that we had, that he had so many men coming in and out of the side of that all the time. She thought that he was selling drugs. And also he had ordered a $10,000 air conditioning system added on. He had also made so many other different modifications to the house that didn't make sense, that I found out upon selling it. So when you got the appraisal, or before, there's an inspection that says everything that has to be changed, a lot of changes and modifications had to be made to make it go back to code. And so I had gathered these notes, and I told the detective, these are people you need to talk to. I have this report for you, here you go, but you look into this yourself. And he said, oh no, you don't give that to me, you give that to the DA directly. So he submitted his report to the DA, and when I said, oh, well, I have things to give to you too, the DA said, no, you never give anything directly to me, everything comes from the police department. But again, there was more redirection. So the judge, seeing all of this before him, he did make a determination in favor of my children and I. So we came out of there in December of 2015, free of having to have anything to do with my ex-husband, their dad. I had full legal and physical custody of my children and a restraining order against him. As the months went on, with nothing, he was granted visitation twice a week, supervised by his mother. I regret this time almost more than any other event, because after just 2 visits, my son was never the same. He was living in constant fear. Every time we walked outside the house, he was peeing himself. He was threatened, and he was sure that me and his sister would be killed because of what he had disclosed. And he would not let me hug him, kiss him, show any affection towards him for months because of the guilt he felt. And